Welcome to the B6.
Welcome to the B6. You would press record when I'm drinking.
I was never looking at you, man. I was looking at the record button.
What's going on? Welcome to the B6, everybody.
Should have a good show. Great show today.
Oh, speaking of me drinking while you press record, this is from the juicer.
Okay, how did that
It's
work out?
man, this thing is exactly like yours. I remember you sent me a little short video of it.
Yeah.
You, I don't know, the little preview that you did almost could have been on YouTube. It just looked so like I need that. So I got the same color, and I just so happened to get the same color you did. But
It was black and
I
white.
love it.
But yeah.
Yeah, I love it, man. I sit there and I'm like a kid when I do it every time. I mean, I only use it twice. I used it twice, and I got it last week. But real
Yes.
easy to
Yes.
maintain clean. I
Yeah.
was like this close to calling you like out of frustration. One thing about me is when I buy something new, I don't want to figure it out or really, really read the manual. I just want to see what I can do or and it was like basically separated and everything. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have fun with this one.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I caught myself just watching it do its thing. I'm like, why am I watching this thing? I could be doing something else. But anyway, good stuff.
Yeah.
Good
It's
stuff.
great. It's great. All right, man. Speaking of health, mental health check.
Oh man, I don't know. I can go by my one of my cousins saying to me, he's like, try not to let anything get to you because somebody's always doing worse than you. But that doesn't take away the stuff that we go through. But everything's all right.
Yeah, try to put things in perspective. Yeah.
How about
All
you?
right.
You good?
Yeah. I'm better, man. You celebrated a birthday last week.
I
Last week.
know, man. I
Yeah,
was in
so
the middle of my shift. I was, oh shit! It was his birthday like 2 days ago.
uh,
Oh well,
uh, yeah.
let's keep it moving.
But I wasn't really. I never really liked celebrating birthdays, especially this one. But nah, my health is doing okay. I'm losing some weight. Uh, getting
So
to
you
my
ain't do nothing
goals.
special?
Nah.
No. Damn. All right, my bad.
Another day. Another
Yeah,
day.
well, I'll make you feel any better. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing for my.
I definitely don't look to celebrate my birthday, but you know, it's all good. Uh, like where my health is going though, my diet is going pretty good. Still
You
doing the
see
no
some results?
carbs. Yeah, for
Really?
sure. Sure. I think I lost maybe 8 pounds so far. And when you don't do any sugar, when you don't do any carbs, I think the weight just falls right off. But the problem is when you do get back to eating sugar and carbs, it will come right back like faster than you
Quicker.
lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I know I got to be careful. I know there's a diet out there called the keto diet that a lot of people do, and they just stay off of sugar and carbs like forever. I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. It's kind of tough. Like I can't wait to have a sandwich, with the bread and like my rice, or even like
And
I like plantains. I like that a lot. But
you
what I
you
think,
you
yeah,
can still do it. You can still do it. It's just if you literally cut your uh your bad habits in half, you're gonna see a crazy result. Like
yeah, yeah.
I see crazy results myself, and the only thing is like maintaining other things that you need to do to make sure your body is going to form the way you want it to. So for me, I want to bulk up, but I can't just like eliminate everything because some of that you need, to build. So
But that's the plan. That's so I'm gonna try to attack it like a strategic way. You know what I mean? Like I have a plan for my diet. So when I do finish this cycle of 3 months of no carbs, no sugar, like you said, cut it in half. But I'm gonna probably do twice a week carbs and sugar instead of 7 days a week carb and sugar. And then when I
Mm-hmm.
get to the weight that I want, I'm gonna implement like back to running. So I'm gonna implement a certain exercise to kind of offset the carbs and sugar that I start to intake. So I have a strategic plan to for the rest of the year to get to a certain point in my life, and that's kind of what the topic. I think I chose the topic. One hand lies and the other tells the truth.
Mm.
So it's like I think in life, man. I think we have to be strategic. I think we have to be clever. Um, the past couple of episodes we've been talking about basically the truth, whether you're
Mm.
lying and stuff like that. And this kind of consistent with that, like whether or not you should lie or just be direct. Like especially when you got a lot of stuff, when you got stuff going on, you want to be successful at it. Like I don't think you should always show your cards. I don't think you should always tell everyone what you're doing. Like believe it or not, I don't know if it's just putting it out in the universe and people hate on it or people get jealous. You meet. It could be your own family, it could be your own parents will give you like negative feedback or tell you you can't do something. So it's like, do you go ahead and let everyone know what you're doing before you do it, or you kind of like you're playing poker, you don't show your hand. You might even lie about it, but you're really holding the cards or you're really doing some other things behind the scenes. So, I mean, what do you think about like, trying to show one hand, but the other hand is telling something else, like you lying
Well,
with one hand and you telling the truth with the other hand,
but,
just
but
so you could conquer your goal.
Jay Z said something like that. I was actually listening to what you said towards the end. That when it said your parents,
Oh
friends,
yeah,
somebody close to you might say something that you can't do, and Jay was like, "No, you can't do that. Doesn't mean that I can't do it." Basically, what he's saying.
yeah, they're
Um,
projecting themselves on you, like
yeah,
they can't do it, so they
right.
feel
It's
yeah.
like I mean, and it's almost if you look at it two side, like the person that's telling you you can't do it. I don't think all the times that they're just hating on you and they don't want you to succeed, but they know that that path that you might be going at is just very difficult. They've seen too many people fail at it. It's just like when rap came about. I know you've seen documentaries where their parents is getting on their back and saying, "You need to do something with your life," or go down there and get you a union job because it's safe, it's easy, it's guaranteed. As long as you don't have a bad background, you'll get it, and then you're young. Why not start out young and be able to retire early? But if you have your own goals in mind, how can they basically tell you you can't do it because you have your own path or your own vision of how you feel like it's going to succeed? So uh, it's a double-edged sword because with coming up, if somebody tells you you can't do something, it's usually somebody that's close to you and they're trying to just protect your best interest. So you're like, oh well, I really want my dream. Do I keep pursuing it or do I listen to somebody that I respect
But
and say,
that's the thing is those doubts come in mind. So
I'm not drinking, believe me, I'm not. This is juice.
nah, those
It
doubts.
looks bad too. Here's a camera.
What kind of
Yeah.
juice you blended?
Oh man, this is everything, really. Celery, uh, uh, apples, oranges, pears.
Okay.
This is a
So
lot. It's a
let me
lot. It's a lot.
before we get back on track.
Mm,
So because we have the same
mm.
juicer and it comes with a recipe book.
I,
And if
I
you
looked at the book and I said, let me
nah,
just do it
listen
and I'll
to
do
me,
my thing.
listen to me. Don't do your thing. All right.
Okay.
While I don't rely on the book because I followed a few recipe, and if you follow the recipe, believe it or not, it's like it's going to taste really good, and it's going to have everything that it says. So follow exactly. Like if it says use a half a carrot, use a half a carrot. Like follow the recipe exactly. I followed a few of them exactly, and it tastes really good, and it has all of those stuff in it. but you have to follow it exactly for it to taste good. So before you go off on your own, I would recommend following a few recipes and seeing how they do it, and then do your own thing. Like I have something that I go to that I like. Like I said, I like my oranges and pineapple and ginger. So I do that like pretty often, but it tastes good, so I continue to do it. But they have other recipes that
And
you
you
put
gotta
together.
buy certain fruit, not to cut you off, but like apples have different. Like I didn't know the color gives you a different taste.
Yeah,
Coming up as a kid, parent give you or you get it at school, is an apple. But
yeah,
the
that's
yellow,
another reason.
the
That's
green
another
ones is sweet, sweet. I don't get those. I don't like.
that's
So I
another
get the
reason
regular.
why you should follow the recipe. And trust me, they
Okay.
do it for you. Like they tell you, you don't have to think about what's sweet or what's not sweet. The recipe book would have that for you. But
Got you, man. I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off, but go ahead.
nah, man. So again, one hand lies on the tell the truth. The reason why again is like what we're saying when you put stuff out there, and we brought up the Jay-Z quote. You know, I just feel like if you keep it to yourself, you won't have those negative feedbacks that you're talking about. You don't have people telling you you can't do something if you don't tell them what you're trying to do. You know what I mean? Like I think we have to be more clever when we go about doing something. That we don't necessarily have to share it with the world first. I think maybe we should accomplish it first and then share it with the world. So it's
Right.
like whatever it is you're going for, or it could be a young kid or old person, whatever it is you're aiming for. I think a lot of times what we do, we get excited about it and we tell everybody, and then we get all the feedback, and then it doesn't happen, or it doesn't even begin to happen. But I just think if we keep it to ourselves, we show one hand, you kind of lie with one hand, and you don't even let people know you're doing something. Then while the other hand, you're doing it.
It's crazy as you saying all of this. Basically saying if you have uh, a goal in mind or vision, you almost just got to keep it to yourself. You can't say anything if you want it to come to life. And and actually, that's a better way because there's no distraction. If you think about it, how many people you told that she was leaving New York?
I don't think I told anybody.
Exactly.
Just did it.
I think you told me when you were doing it. That's how crazy. And we've been talking to each other almost our whole lives.
Yeah.
And you found you a partner. And I'm not trying to change the subject to but I'm just giving an example because I did the same thing. Now that I think about it, I really didn't tell nobody I was leaving New York. I think my brothers knew it because we was in the same apartment. I told my mother I was going down there with you. And then soon as I got there, I said, okay, this is not my vision. And I immediately um, planned an escape plan. You know what I mean? Um, but it's just funny that you just saying this. I just looked at both of our lives and said, okay, um, it's true behind it. If you think about anything that you've done successfully, or not just us, other people might say the same thing. Oh, you know what? I didn't tell too many people, and the people that I told, I could pinpoint the ones that was saying, "Good job, keep going," or "It'll never work."
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I remember when I first moved, like you said, I wasn't really talking to a lot of people in my household, so I was like in a mental space, so I just kind of just did it, like
You
wasn't even
zoned
thinking about
in.
it. Yeah, it was zoned in.
You
That's
zoned in.
that's probably how we should attack certain goals and stuff like that. Just kind of be zoned in about it and not worry about anything else. I wasn't even thinking about anybody else or anything else. I was just thinking about that, just
Right.
accomplishing that. So
Right.
sometimes you got to take that same energy, same strategy, same whatever, and apply it.
Just zone in.
But that quote, like I said, it came from a show I was watching, and I'm gonna jump straight to it just so we could transition to it. And it's not gonna be long, but Marco Polo. It's not when I was looked it up. It's a TV show on Netflix. I think I'm like 2 or 3 episodes in. It's not the greatest acting, not the greatest writers or whatever, but it's that quote came up, because it's the emperor trying to conquer the world basically, and he just that's the approach you take when you try to conquer something. You know what I mean? Like you don't show your hands. You kind of show the enemy one hand, and you're lying with it, while the other hand it's like it's telling a different story, just so you could conquer um, your goal or that territory or whatever it is. So it's like there was a book. I think the author was something Tusi. Damn,
Hmm.
what was it? Art of War. I mean, it's a famous book. The Art of
Hmm.
War. It's
Wow.
an Asian conqueror or whatever, or I guess he trained armies or whatever. He won a lot of wars, but
It's an old
that
book.
it's an old book, famous book. I have it in the house, but that was the approach. Like you don't show your enemy what you got going on. You got to be clever in what you're doing. I think again you could apply that to your life, and we already talked about the reasons how that worked out. So brought up the topic just because I think we need to start doing that, man. We need to just like you said, zone in, be more clever. Don't tell everybody what you're doing because I think you're gonna bring a lot of negativity and a lot of thoughts and a lot of different ideas, and it's gonna steer you away from your goal or your point to
And you
success.
get people that just naturally hate and want to sabotage it. And
Oh
oh,
yeah,
that's what you want to
hey,
do.
man, it could be something so simple, just the simplest thing. You don't even have to be like a goal. Like you could be talking to someone is talking to you, they're sharing their whatever with you, and you say something that you're about to do. Hey, I'm about to get a pool installed or whatever it is, and that person like, man, damn. They start showing you jealousy, and even if it's not jealousy, you're thinking it's jealousy because you told that person what you're about to do, and now you start to feel some kind of way from that person, and you may think, man, is it because I told him I'm about to accomplish something that he's not? You know what I mean? Like, is it like what I mean? Like
I
even if
know
it's not
exactly what you
jealousy,
mean.
you might
I
you
think a lot
might
of people
start to
do too.
feel it's jealousy just because you told them something. So and you start hearing a little backlash from that person that you didn't hear before. The only thing you could think of is you told him you was about to do something good, and now you're feeling a little jealousy or a little hate from that person. So it's like you have to be mindful, and as simple as it is, man, it's like we can't share everything with everybody,
Right.
and you kind of have to know who to share it with, and which is sad, but you don't really know who. Like you could tell somebody you're doing something, and then all of a sudden that energy changes from that person. It's like, man,
Or they can steal your ideas too.
it doesn't steal your idea, but there's a lot of ideas to go around, man. Uh, I'm just talking about the simplest little things, man. Like I would go more in detail, but I don't want to put that person out there clearly. But it's like you're talking to someone. It could be something simple you're sharing with someone. You're thinking it's simple. It could be just driving a car to work.
Hmm.
People. I never look. Maybe you're like this. I'm not like that. So like I don't watch what other people drive. Like I couldn't tell you what half of my coworkers drive to work. I don't pay attention to their car.
Hmm.
But some people pay attention to what you drive. Like, oh, somebody's like, hey, did you see so and so got a new truck? I'm like, who? What? Like, okay, like I don't really. Okay, okay. So
That's the thing when people have something nice, they just want to show it
yeah,
off.
bro. Like everybody know I drive a Tesla. Like everybody know I drive a Tesla. Like why you like watching me, man? Like, but people do that. Like, and then people might have you up for it. Like how you afford one and I can't afford one. Like it really. Some people don't even if they have a new car, they don't drive it to work or they park it in the back because they don't want to know. They don't want people to find out what they drive. Like they realistically think like that. And
Hmm.
I'm wondering if I should think like that. Should I not It's like if
No, I
people
think you should.
people
I think
treat you differently because of what they want. They think they should have, and they were like, "How you have it?"
It's a gamble. When you want, but you shouldn't have to change your lifestyle or your thinking to go around other people's negative implications, if that makes sense. So you moving your car somewhere else because somebody else, or doing or move or changing your lifestyle to adjust to somebody else's negativity. Just be yourself. I mean, I understand what you're saying completely, because I think everybody kind of goes through that, where somebody else might feel intimidated, because that's all it is intimidation. How are you able to accomplish this, and I didn't, and it seems so effortlessly. It's just like watching Steph Curry shoot a three. It's a lot of his peers was probably like hating on him, or wouldn't say he's a goat or a great shooter because of how he's able to do it so effortlessly in front of me, and I feel like I'm good. So it's the same thing with the parking spaces or the cars and everything like that. How was that person able to get a Tesla when anybody automatically thinks of a Tesla? They just think of another level. And there are cheap Teslas, 30, 40,000, and then there are like 200,000 Teslas. It's just, and then people don't understand uh, uh, what the value is. Even if you spent 200,000, if I got a car that's 100,000, I'm still paying for gas. Tesla, I'm paying for electricity, but not all the time. You understand what I'm saying? So, well, I say all of this. We should try our hardest not to change who we are to adjust to somebody else's negativity or
Yeah,
their bad habits
yeah,
of.
but you're still gonna be impacted by it. So it
Oh
like
no, you
yeah.
are,
So whether you want the impact or not, but
but that's a
it's
challenge that we have to challenge ourselves to do.
part of the challenge is changing your circle, and I think we talked about that a couple episodes, just having a different group of people around you. Like if I was in a place where everybody drove Teslas, and then everybody wouldn't be concerned with my Tesla. You know what I mean? Like if I'm in a group where it's like crabs in a barrel type of thing, like you're trying to get out of it, but then people be trying to pull you back in. Like if you're in a group full of certain type of people and you're like stepping away from that group, I think they might be trying to pull
It
you back to the group.
uh yeah, but if you do what you're supposed to do, you'll be more embraced in the group that you're trying to go to, and the other person that is the uh the uh the poison or whatever, they'll be easily spotted, and they will no longer be welcome or be welcomed into the group, I should say.
Like I said, I can't change anyone, but I do feel like I need to change my group. It's like if I could
Well,
do that, that would be great. But I know that's something I'm working towards. Like certain things, like I said, if I share certain things that I'm doing, it might seem like whatever because you're not doing that same thing. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm taking vacations here or there, you're taking vacations over there. You might think like this guy.
so
It's just
I'm gonna throw it back at Jay-Z again, because, like he said, because this is all revolving around sound, and then even I vision what he had to do, because he came from corner boy selling drugs, flipped that money, started his own record label, and invested in himself. He had a group that he was working with, but his group wasn't doing the same thing he was envisioning.
right.
So he had to get out of that group. Now, us is not even nowhere near his level. I think I'm mature enough to understand that, yeah, he's not perfect. Yeah, he made mistakes the way he went, but how am I going to judge that man when he's above me? And he's doing a lot more bigger things than me. Um, but those people that are no longer in his circle, I would encourage them to just not hate him for the things he did, but that's just the way he wanted to go. That's the direction. Just same thing with you and the directions that you want to go. You're going to be looked at as maybe stuck up, changed person. But if you know what I would say to those people, yes, I did change. I'm evolving into the person that I want to be. So I don't care if you think I changed. It's not gonna uh, stop the vision or the direction that I want to go. So it's just unfortunate that you're gonna lose some people that you thought was gonna be there, but they're
Nah,
not.
like you said, that Jay Z comparison was a great one, and I we're not on Jay Z level, but there's levels to this, and like you said, Jay Z had to basically always use that quote, get off the boat to walk on water type of thing, or he's getting out the barrel and people's like pulling him back, but he needs to get out. He needs to be away from those people that and apply it to your life as well. Like I always say, man, we probably need to change our group, and we're growing, we're evolving, and we can't take everybody with us. We need to save ourselves first, and if other people come along, great. If not, you need to find new groups, new set of people, that's kind of doing what you're doing, or have share your ambition in
Mm-hmm.
life and stuff like that. And the other part you mentioned about Jay-Z was like, the drug dealers and stuff like that. And I wanted to when you mentioned drug dealers, I thought about our next topic. Like,
Mm.
can you have a convicted felon as a president? Like, can your president have a felony
This is a
charge?
camera. We will have a convicted felon as president.
Wow, you know what I mean? That's crazy. Like, yeah, like, I would imagine 20, 30 years from now in the history books, our you know next generations gonna be looking at us like, how the hell were we so dumb enough to elect a president that said all of these things, did all these things? What the hell is wrong with us? Like, history, I don't think is gonna look good on us if we do that. But it's not up to me. He's not. I before if everyone
You
is
know,
following us,
you know
before
what it.
let me clear that up before you go. Before, because I need to clear it up. Um, and in the past episodes, we've been directly saying we're not supporting President Biden for good reasons. But I'm now here to say I am not voting for a convicted felon as my next president.
Mm, hey. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's it.
I like
I'm
it.
not voting for his ass.
I
Hell
like it. I like
no,
it. No,
man.
and let me clear it up since you clearing stuff up and getting stuff on your chest because I don't want no death threats at me. So there's a couple of people, I saw online that mentioned, um, is he going to be president or said something? Oh no, somebody posted about his counts. He got convicted for 43 felony charges or some
34
craziness.
felon. Yeah,
34, might as well be 40.
yeah.
Um, and I put up there, I put behind it as the comment, he's still gonna be president. And I know it hurt a few people that because I have my thoughts about about Trump. I mean, I would when he originally ran, I was like, this is a joke. Why would anybody want to put him in? Um, but people want him back in is because of what everything that he was doing made them money. Not to say that it's good for the world and for the future, but they worrying about their pockets right now. We both said this on one of our episodes
Yeah.
that yeah, I made some of the most money when he was in office. And now that he's out of office, we're all feeling the past of what we've done. Nobody's caring about what we did in the past. They're caring about what our pockets are right now. So they saying, get that man back in office. I don't give a fuck what he did. Put him back in office so I can make some money and I don't have to be paying $5, $6 for some eggs. So I get it. But that's why I said what I said in the comments. He's going to be a president because I know people are hurting behind these troubles that we're in right now. So they're like, you know what, that man might have been the racist. He might have said some outlandish things, but I was making money. And
Honestly,
he's honest.
the, the,
He's
the biggest
honest.
the biggest thing that we're hurting is from is inflation, like the cost of things, the interest rate. Things are expensive
Mm-hmm.
right now. So even if you make more money now, you don't feel it because
Right.
you're spending more in the grocery store, you're spending more at the
Mm-hmm.
gas station, spending more, to buy a house or you're spending more when you use your credit cards. So yeah, we feel it. And then opposed to the last president, it was opposite as far as inflation, as far as interest rate was like one of the lowest and things like that. So we feel like it was better under him economically.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
there's things more important than I can't compromise. There's like morals, you know what I mean? There's character, there's ethics. There's things that's like more important than money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what this election is about. I think money or morals, and
Mm-hmm.
vote how you like. I mean, yeah, I want to make more money. I want to see more in my pocket, but at the same time, I want to teach my son that you know from right from wrong. Like it's not okay to freaking pay off prostitutes and use campaign money and try to rig the election or all the different kind of things that he got going against him. Those things are not okay, and I'm not raising my son to be like that, to succeed at all costs type of thing. I'm raising my son to be a good human, a good citizen. So me voting for someone like that, like Trump, that throws all my teaching out the window. You have pastors and people voting for Trump saying, "Hey," literally saying, "I'm not voting for a son-in-law. I'm voting for a president."
Mm-hmm.
I don't subscribe to that. I don't think that's right. And this is
Mm-hmm.
like top pastors saying this because they support Trump. A lot of people support Trump, believe it or not. Like I said, pastors. Like how you justify a pastor supporting someone like that, and that's the answer that
All
they
that
give you.
all that tells me is what I said is that anybody that is supporting him for what he's doing, or he's convicted of doing, is because they're losing money. So I believe if for a pastor, somebody that believes in a higher power, God, with everything that is right, why would you be standing behind anything that Trump is going for? I mean, eh, this is like, all right, people want him back in the office because the economy was doing, it seemed to be doing better. So that means money in their pocket. But how can you subscribe, like you put, to a man that's been convicted for wrongdoings or not just one? You said 38
34
and
counts.
34 that he was just convicted of. And then you think it's okay. Oh, no, no, no. That's all right. We're going to give that a pass because of what he's done
Right.
overall. How did he get the economy there? That means he had to do it
Yeah. So I mean, do
doing
you do
bad
you
stuff.
think do you think there's a point into what the pastor said that he's not voting for a son-in-law, he's voting for a president. So he's saying it's okay for a president to have this, but it wouldn't be okay for his son-in-law to like marry his daughter, that type of person. He wouldn't have his vote if that was his son-in-law
So
to marry his.
here's what people, and there's a lot. I hope we get a lot of people to look at this. You can you could it's okay for somebody that's been convicted 38 times. Felonies?
Yeah,
Are these felonies?
felony. Yeah,
Felonies. But one person that has one felony can't get any job they want.
yeah, that's correct.
But the president that has 43 counts of
Yeah.
felony charges can get the best
So,
job in
so,
United States.
so does the conversation change now? Does it become uh should like a clerk get a job, at the DMV even though they have a felony because the president got a job at the highest office because he has a felony? Like, should
It,
everything change? Should
it
that be off the application, whether or not
it
you
should
convicted
be. It should be.
felon or not?
If you could be a felon and get the highest job in the United States, in almost the world, because now you are a leader of a part of the world,
It's tricky.
not a company, not a
Well,
building,
well,
a part of the
when
world.
when you say company, and okay, so it's tricky because that's an elected official position, and then owning a company is privately owned. I own a company. I can hire who I want, and well, the government is the one who make these laws, right? As far as who to hire, I guess, because I'm just saying we voting for Trump. We're not voting to see whether or not you get a position in a company or not. You know what I mean? Like if I'm a convicted felon and I want to get a job at a DMV, the law is telling me basically I have to put that I'm a convicted felon, and then certain positions, certain places is not going to hire you just because you're a convicted felon.
If we
But
if we
they're
could
not voting for it though.
if we compared applications, because this is why it's laughable. When you go into a job interview and you have a felon charge or whatever, they ask you about it. They want to know about what happened and how long ago was it.
If you hit yes, if you
So if
like,
we're doing apples to apples comparison, this man, yes, he's worked with this company before. The company we're representing right now is the president.
but there's no
So
application for the president like that. They're not
yeah,
asking
but
them to fill out anything.
you
Like
don't
it
have
just
to.
is the voters. We're voting for
So
him.
us as voters are going to say, all right, we got this guy over here that has done nothing. He has a
I wouldn't
clean
say that,
rap sheet.
but
No,
yeah,
I mean nothing,
in the
meaning that
sense
his
of
rap sheet
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
nothing. It's
yeah, it's
clean.
clean,
It's
yeah,
pretty clean.
clean,
And
clean,
then this one, he's just been convicted
yeah,
with 34
yeah,
counts.
yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go
Well,
with this guy.
you,
He got
you
potential.
you started out saying he's gonna be elected,
I said that
right?
because of what people are not. They
But
don't
you're not
care.
wrong. Like, yeah,
They don't
you're not
care about
wrong.
that. They care
A
about his
lot,
pockets,
a
their
lot of
pockets.
people, a lot of people do, and even black people too. Like you be surprised, not even surprised anymore. Before, I remember it was funny because I don't really follow his antics or his speeches, Trump, but he and I think I sent it to you, and I was like, "What's your thought?" So he had a video basically, and I can't remember exactly, right? So he's at his rally, and usually his rally is like a sea, and we had this conversation, a sea as far as like the ocean, a sea of white people,
Hmm.
not a lot of black people at his rally, it might be one or two, and they
Right,
put
right.
them right up front.
Hmm.
Now he have a lot more black people at his rally, and he kind of pointed them out, and he kind of said it in a way that was sounded a little racist, but he pointed, a whole bunch of black people out in the crowd. And he said, like I said, I can't remember how he said it. Like,
Right. I
I
know.
can't see, now I can't see it. Something like that. It was just like, damn, I sound racist as hell. But he was just pointing out to the fact that now he has a lot more black people supporting him, which
Right.
is true. And then he
Hmm.
brings up, hey, I can relate to you guys now because I'm a convicted felon. I'm like, bro, I'm not a convicted felon, but okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of he could relate to black people because he's being wrongfully accused. Like, he tried to relate, say, hey, I can relate to you now, or better,
Hmm.
or whatever the reason why a lot of black people support him. A lot of black people do support him, and it's really not a black or white thing shouldn't really be, but usually, black people is under the Democrat side of things for
Hmm.
various reasons. Whatever the reason is, a lot of black people, it could be religious, like right to choose. You know, a lot of black people is like into the church and they don't believe in abortion. So like that's a Democrat thing. Democrats, no, yeah, Republicans don't believe in abortion. Whatever. I'm confusing the whole thing. But usually, a lot of Democrats is usually on Democrat. A lot of black Republicans. I don't know. Help me out, bro. A lot of Democrats
Democrats is
is
more for
usually
black people. More for
there. You
black.
go.
Yeah.
There you go. Democrats
Yeah.
are more for black. Blacks are more for Democrats.
Right.
But I don't know, man. This case, a lot of black people is for Trump.
Yeah. Because again, this is his pockets. It's a pocket thing. And I'm not gonna lie. Every now before all of these convictions, I mean, it's just ridiculous right now. It's one thing to say, I know this guy. He's this way. All right, prove it. Well, he did this and the way he did it. Yeah, but there's no convictions. Now there's convictions. You know what I mean? He's always pushed the envelope of possibly being a racist, or where he say things just almost like a Kanye West. Um, and nobody would say anything. But it's hard to stay on the bandwagon of, you know what, he might be doing things bad, but it wasn't convicted, so I'm gonna go with him because my pockets were better. Because if you think about it, I think even in season one or before this, we kind of was saying, I think I'm gonna go with Trump. But now it's just like, how can I say that? Just like you said so eloquently, how can I stand by this man and still be a great father by contradicting myself?
Right.
And you would be. So it's like, nah, my morals is more important than my pockets right now. And then how my son is gonna look at me is like, oh man, this was my hero, my dad. I'm not gonna, he's a good guy. you know, he if he say he gonna do something, he gonna do it. And
You know,
then
you know what
he
I could
vote
see?
for.
Your grandkids. Like if we were fortunate to have like grandchildren or great grandchildren, and they come to us because it'll be many years. Trump will be gone by then because he's old right now. Hopefully, we live long enough to see our grandkids and grandchildren. But I could see them coming to us asking us, "Man, you lived during those times? Like, what was it like?" And man, Trump. They're reading the book like Trump seemed like a horrible person. Like, how did we elect him as president? Did you vote for him? Damn.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the one like, shit. I did vote for him. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, that's not gonna be me. I am not voting for him.
And it is a right way and a wrong way to look at the other people that is going to vote for him and be like, man, I don't care. These bills are in my ass. I voted for him. Yes. Yes, I did. Well, why would you do that? He was a horrible person. Mortgage. eggs. The eggs. It
Oh
was
man,
$5. It was $5. I couldn't do it. I voted for him.
nah, 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 not me. Not doing it. Not
Yeah.
doing it, man. Speaking of doing it, I skipped this purposely, but I figured you didn't do the homework last week.
Nah, definitely did not do it.
You
I
didn't do it.
tried because well, I gave it a small try. I could not find it on YouTube and I could not find it on Apple Music.
And
It's
you're
like I
not gonna
gotta pay
spend
for it.
the 9.99 for it either.
I would have paid for it. It would all right. Did you
Yeah,
finish
we
it? Let me ask you this. Did you finish it?
I didn't finish it.
How far did you get?
It's a
How far
long
did you
book.
get? How far did you get?
Towards it, I would say I did probably 80% of it.
80%. And 80% of it, you feel like you got your money's worth.
Yeah, for sure. It's more for motivational, inspirational blueprint to greatness.
Okay.
It's like you
All
got to
right.
shift.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna get it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna spend my $10. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean, I was
Let's
gonna
hear it.
say something, but I'm not gonna. It's like a lot of things. Anybody could write a book for one, but they have this crazy thing. Not crazy thing, but people say, "Hey, you want to keep something from a black person, put it in a book," type of
Mhm.
thing. So we don't really like to read. I'm not a really reader. This is an audio book, but I have read a couple books, and I'm trying to read more books. And they're right though. Like you could read a book and it tells you, okay, like the two books I've been reading is about the stock market and like how to trade the stock market. And I feel like if I read those two books, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have lost thousands of dollars if I read those books because it teaches you simple things that would have saved me thousands of dollars that I've lost in the stock market. And one of the simple thing was just whenever you have a trade, have a stop loss. Like you don't want to ride the stock all the way down, or you don't want to cost average. It's just like that's like the first couple of pages, and throughout the whole book, he emphasizes make sure after every trade, put your stop loss. So again, real quick, not to go too much into that, but a stop loss is just protecting. It's like risk management. Like you buy a stock at $10, if it goes down to 8, it sells out your position rather than you staying in there all till it go all the way down to $1, and then you lose thousands. So you lose hundreds of dollars rather than thousands of dollars. So that's something that's just in a book, and if I didn't read it, I wouldn't have that knowledge that I
Meaning that
now
it
have.
will. Meaning that you set it to where you would want it to stop if it keeps going down.
Yeah. So
Okay.
stop as far as get out of it. So sell out your
Right, right,
position.
right,
So
right.
so
So
it's called
you buy it at 10, and if it starts to decrease lower than 8, you want it to cut off.
you want it to sell, and
So,
you
okay, I
take a
got you.
$2 loss instead of a $10
Right.
loss.
Because just to jump in and I'll let you finish. So, for people that like me and you, regular workers that are going to be distracted, even though you know you got money on the brain because you know it's doing something, you're going to constantly check it, but the stock can just drop real quick and you is in the bathroom or,
Nah,
picking something.
the, the stop loss is a trade. So you don't have to sit around and watch it.
That's
So
what I
one,
mean. That's what I
yeah,
mean. So
yeah,
if you're busy, distracted, it'll automatically do the work
yes.
for you and stop. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, yes, it will
Gotcha.
place that trade and it will
Gotcha.
take you out, execute
Gotcha.
it, and get you out that
Gotcha.
position. That's just like 101, and he emphasized that the whole thing. And I know the book that I told you about is by Paul Rabel, The Way of the Champion, which is a good and that book is more like it wasn't a technical book. It was more like a motivational book, and like you know, try to tell you how to become a champion, how to become great, how to persevere through whatever you're going through. And he examples from talking to the great Kobe Bryant to Tom Brady. Just imagine someone who spoke to all of these greats, and he spoke to all of these greats, and he's great himself because he's a lacrosse player. He's like the Michael Jordan of lacrosse, and he started his own league, and from nothing. And they don't get paid a lot of money, and he was like the first millionaire lacrosse player, and
Right.
he's going up and up. So he's just a motivational character. You know what I mean? Like he's someone to listen to and motivate you and get you going. Like one of the things he talked about was the 100 shots, like taking 100 shots a day, whatever it is in your life. If it's the stock market, it's just whatever it is, reading the charts 100 times a day, whatever it is that you're doing in life, do it constantly, like 100 times a day. Like if you do something 100 times a day for years and years and years, you're gonna be great at it. It's gonna happen. So
Gotcha.
it was a great book. I didn't finish the whole thing. I don't necessarily need to finish the whole thing, but especially if you're down or you're looking for motivation, that's a great book to listen to or to read. But like I said, the books that I've been reading, because I'm studying the stock market. I have won money in the stock market. I have lost money in the stock market, and I don't plan on losing any more money in the stock market. And these last two books that I've read makes me confident that I won't lose. Actually, my sister's coming over today, and we're supposed to be talking about some possible trades that she's going to take on Monday. But she want to come over and talk to me. Why? Because I have this knowledge, not because I'm not a millionaire. I'm not making a lot of money. I'm just been studying it, and the knowledge that I got from the book, I think it's great, bro. And I'm definitely gonna apply
Why
it.
didn't you just tell her to read the book?
She don't want to. I told you. I told a lot of people to read the book. I've shared that.
Did he tell me to read it?
Bro, I told a lot of people who's into the market to read the book. Like people who I know trade the market. I'm like, bro, like, why did you buy that stock? Oh, because I've been watching the price. Bro, that's you can't you trading blindly. Like you're not trading based off anything. You just trading based off feelings, like you're gambling. But there's technical analysis that would determine when to get in a stock, when to get out of stock. And if you read the book, it would teach you how to trade a stock, how to trade with the trend, how to trade and how not to trade against the trend. So it's like there's knowledge in the book. When I tell people, I'm not gonna read, I'm not a reader, I'm not gonna read. But bro, the answers is in it. But again, who am I'm not making millions from it. I haven't even begun to trade. And one of the things that the book taught me is funny. I'm talking about this book more than the book that I told the homework. But the funny thing about it is it tells you not to be emotional and not to chase or get into a stock just because you want to get in a stock. Today is Monday, so I have to buy something. Sit on the sideline and wait till it gets to the position or the part in the chart that you need it to be.
Now, which one is this one?
It's a book by Fred McAllen. He wrote two books, The Trading View and Trading with the Trend.
Okay.
And it's just I think I never really Googled him, but I think he's an older guy or been around a long time, and he understands the market and how to trade it. And it's not a beginner's book because like I have experience in the market. So actually, you know what? I gave my son the book. You know how it came about? It's funny how life works and how God works. I always say how God works. I always like to see God work in my life and how he works. But how it came, I gave up the stock market because like I said, I've lost a lot of money in the stock market. So I'm like, I'm staying away from it. My son, he's becoming older and he's trying to find what he want to do for a living because he has to kind of pick a career. And my son, he's not really social. So he wants something like behind the scenes, maybe an engineer or something. And he brought up the stock market, being like a stockbroker or something, someone who trades the market. And he knows I've done it. So he asked me about it. Like he wants to learn. So I said, you want to learn? I'm not really the best teacher because I've lost. Like, who am I to teach him? You know what I mean? So I remember this book. This is supposed to be like the greatest book for like for stock, trading stocks. So I said, I ordered the book for him, and we ordered the book for him. I saw it on his in his room. Didn't move. Like the book never moved from the spot. So I took the book. I said, you know what? Let me read the book first. That way, if he asks me any questions, I'll be able to help him. So that's how it came about. I was like, damn, first couple of pages, it's like fire your money manager. Like, don't have a money manager. Don't have a money manager. Like, fire your money manager. And I had a money manager. And coincidentally, I had fired him because of other reasons. But that was like the first page, fire your money manager. Like someone who manages your money. All they do is, or they're not even a money manager. They just bringing in sales. Like, regardless if the market is going down, they're going to tell you to invest your money because the more people they get, the more money that they make. So they're not in your best interest. Fire your money manager. But that was the whole reason why I even picked up the book, because I wanted to share it with my son, or anytime he asked me a question, I wanted to be able to answer him. And before I finished the book, he was asking me back for it. But I said, "Hey, son, let me finish first, and then I'll give it back to you." So now he has the book, and he does from time to time come and ask me questions, and boom, I'm able to answer him. And like I said, he has I think he has 4 books in total, and I've read 2. The third one I'm gonna get, but the fourth one is more of a fictional book. Like he kind of wanted to make a movie or something. But anyway, it it's great. The answers are in the book, and if we can't spend $10 to get like the truth again, back to the truth, it's like, what are we doing? If we can't spend $10 to improve our life, what are we doing? I think it was we was talking a little bit, and it was like $40 for the gym. I'm like, bro, that's good. Like you spending $40. I know you're not going, but bro, you spending $40 to improve your health. That doesn't, to me, prospectively, doesn't seem like a lot of money to spend to improve your health. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
you gotta implement the money you're spending. So I feel like it's a
yeah,
loss if you spend. Let's say you buy the book. Everybody go buys this book. But if it sits there, just like when you bought the book,
yeah,
you gave it to your son and it sat there.
yeah.
That's throwing money away. So you picked it up
But
and read it.
that one day you got the urge to pick it up. One
Right.
day you might have the urge to go to the gym for a week, for 2 weeks. But if you don't have the membership, you're not gonna go. So
Right.
even though it's sitting there, you haven't been to the gym in a month or two, maybe you're gonna get the urge to go this week, and you're not gonna have the membership, and then you're gonna have to pay the sign up fees and all of this just to get. And you're not gonna do it if you don't have the membership. You're not gonna go and try to sign up for it. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna. But if you have the membership, if you wake up one day, you could just go
Mm-hmm.
and work out. So I have homework for us, man.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do this one. Still trying to do that last week, but go ahead.
Make a new financial investment.
Make a new financial investment. Got you. All right. I
Whatever.
mean, you got something in mind?
I don't. Uh, but
Okay.
I have do a lot of financial investments. So I have to find a new one. Find a new financial investment. Matter of fact, I do have one in mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been,
Hey, we're not
I've been,
sharing anything, remember?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been studying this one. So by the time we meet again, hopefully, I've purchased it. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
we'll talk about it.
If everything goes right, I should purchase it by Friday, and that'll be a new
Nice.
financial investment if it goes right.
And we're
I'm
gonna
not.
talk
If it
about it.
doesn't, I'm not gonna do it. Last stop. Time to get off the bus.
Time to
Catch
go.
you on
You
the
got a
next
quote?
one.
You got a quote?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. The quote is from the top of the show. One hand lies, the other one tells the truth. Let's go.